you want to know something? Undertale is basically the new Five Nights at Freddy's, okay? I mean, it's a mediocre game at best, with perhaps one of the worst fan bases to ever grace the internet. I mean, just look at all the porn of it. I mean, seriously, are you people really that fucked up to wanna have sex with a spider? I mean, really, and the best thing about it too is that the only people that like Undertale are Tumblr social justice warriors and furries and little kids that are just hopping on the bandwagon because they saw a Japsectic guy or some shit play it. Undertale, more like under meme, am I right, guys? Yeah, sorry about that. I haven't been making videos in like 3 months, and trust me, there's a lot of good reasons for that. Trust me, spending 3 months trying to get your fucking computer fixed and it's still not being fixed is really fucking frustrating. So yeah, I don't think Undertale only appeals to SJWs and furries and kids or Jacksepticeye. I think I said something about him. Yeah, I think I pissed off a few people just by mentioning the term SJW. You know, originally I did not want to do a video about Undertale, and I actually insisted a few times that I would not do a video about Undertale, until I actually sat down and actually played the game and gave it a fair chance, and I really, really like Undertale. The funny thing is too, I actually remember trying Undertale out for the first time back in like November time. Well, actually, trying wouldn't necessarily be the word for it, more like forcing myself to play it because people wouldn't stop fucking messaging me about Undertale and telling me to play it and all this kind of stuff and how I should play Undertale. And I shit you not, the first time I loaded the game up on Steam, I got like, what, 3 messages from different people on my friends list saying, "Oh my god, crazt is finally playing Undertale. Oh my god, I can't wait to hear what he thinks of it. I hope he likes it." Yeah, even then, I did think it was an okay game, but seriously, it doesn't matter how good a game is, if you feel like you're forcing yourself to play it, it's really hard to get any kind of enjoyment out of it. And then you get these people that feel the need to tell you shit like, "Oh, by the way, if you want to get the good ending, don't kill anyone, you gotta spare everyone, you guys, okay?" Yeah, but please shut the fuck up, okay? Let the person play a game however they want. You people do realize that you are the reason why some people didn't enjoy Undertale as much as they could have. And eventually, around the start of January-ish, I actually gave Undertale a full chance because I actually wanted to play it. And you know what? I enjoyed it. I did neutral, pacifist, and genocide, all 3 of them. I mean, to be completely honest, other than all that shit I just previously mentioned, the Undertale fandom, it really isn't as bad as people say it is. I mean, some people can say there's the porn, but, newsflash, every fandom has that. Not just Undertale. I mean, me personally, I still think the Sonic fandom is the worst out of all of them. Oh yeah, I just forgot, this is a best immersive DeviantArt video. Oops, got a bit carried away there. Oh, and yeah, this video is gonna contain some spoilers for Undertale. Actually, I'm gonna contain a lot of spoilers for Undertale because to explain certain bits of art that I'm gonna find here, I'm gonna have to explain some plot points of Undertale, so although I'm hoping the biggest majority of the people watching this video has played Undertale, or at least know the basic plot of Undertale. So yeah, so basically what I did for this video is the exact same what I did for the Five Nights at Freddy's videos, where I typed in Undertale into the search bar and went to the news tab. So basically a lot of the stuff I'm gonna find is from rather obscure artists that no one knows of and stuff like that, so yeah. So anyway, let's get started. So we start off this video with not with a drawing or anything, but someone's headcanon for Undying, which is obviously a character from Undertale, so let's take a look. Undying is the queen of "that's what she said" jokes. So like, Sans, like, he makes a lot of jokes on Undertale, and you guess she's the queen of "that's what she said"? Wait. This really doesn't really make sense when you think about it. But the funniest thing about this is this here. Apparently this person is listening to FNAF 4, reading FNAF 4, watching FNAF 4, while playing Undertale at the same time, and they're eating FNAF 4 and drinking FNAF 4. If someone can make a drawing of that, the person listening, reading, and watching, and eating and drinking FNAF 4 while playing Undertale, I would fucking love you for that. Fuck, I'll even put a link to it in the description or annotation or up here somewhere. Please, just someone make that image. And it has to be a decent one too. It can't be just some stupid thing made in MS Paint, because I know someone's gonna try and do that. Oh boys, we're getting into the shipping stuff already. Like, I know I'm gonna offend some people by saying this, because, you know, I remember actually putting this on my Twitter and I lost, like, what, 5 followers for tweeting it, but I never actually understood the whole appeal to shipping. I guess it's because you think the characters look cute as a couple, well, that's obviously the appeal, but I personally don't really understand that myself. Like, can someone tell me why do they like to ship characters and stuff like that? Because I personally can't see why anyone would like to do this. I mean, I have nothing against you if you like to ship characters, that is perfectly fucking fine. But, you know, I personally just think it's a bit, silly, if that's, yeah, I'll go with silly. And this is kind of going to be an ongoing theme, but every time Sans blushes in these images, it's always blue. I don't understand, why is it blue? I mean, skeletons can't even blush to begin with, but you know, why blue? Is it because he has the glowing blue eye thing? That still doesn't really make much sense if I'm being completely honest. Also, if Sans and Grilby were to, you know, fuck, how would you have sex with fire? In fact, how could you have sex with a skeleton? But yeah, all of that aside, I do think the glow effect around Grilby is actually pretty nice looking, and I think there's a slight glow effect around Sans' blush. I don't think there is, but it kind of looks like it. But you know, that's pretty well done, so yeah, I would give it points for having decent lighting at least. So, Frisk as a cupcake. Okay. I mean, Frisk doesn't look too happy about being a cupcake, but you know, I guess that's a rather strange idea, but yeah. You know, when I first glanced at this image, I thought that there on the right said R9K. You know, the 4chan board. You know, that place is basically the crying wall of the internet. It's it is the most depressing place on the internet. Just don't go there if you value your happiness. Or not, you might find that place hilarious. Either way. Ooh, I like this one. I mean, the lighting on Sans is just beautiful. It really sets the tone this image is going for. And you see Gaster just behind Sans being fucking creepy like he always is. And if anyone wants to translate whatever he's saying there, feel free to. I'll leave an annotation and credit you or whatever. So yeah, there's a link down in the description to take a look at this image if you so please. Oh geez, I knew I'll find a Metaton image here somewhere. Now here's something I see commonly a lot on DeviantArt is whenever these certain users that use Paint or Paint.net or whatever, they always seem to have this exact same art style, which is have the perfectly round heads, and then the big round eyes. It's kind of like the Powerpuff Girls. It's strange because I've never actually seen this art style used other than in Paint. I guess it's because it's the best looking art style that you can pull off in Paint. Although I personally have seen a lot better stuff used in Paint, but you know, I think that's kind of way up there, if you know what I mean. But like I've said before, Paint, it's really hard to make Paint look good. I mean, there's a few exceptions, but then again, those people are always highly skilled. And if you're gonna start off with digital or do digital in general, don't use Paint. Just don't use Paint. And if you really can't like afford to buy, or you know, you can always pirate. But if you really don't want to pirate or buy any painting software, there's better softwares out there. Like for example, GIMP. GIMP I've heard is a very good software and it's free. So you really have no excuse really. Now, this person in particular, like, I've seen far worse shit in MS Paint, but at the same time, this person's art style, it really, like, there really isn't much to differentiate yourself from other people that use the same art style, which, yeah, like, no offense, I do think this particular art style is a bit overused. And other than that, I can see two actual errors in the art itself. At one side of Metaton's waist, it just has a complete curve, while at the other side it has like a little, it goes straight down. Then there's a curve. I mean, that might be intentional, but I don't know, I see it as an error. It's an error, if it's not an error, I'm sorry, but yeah, it looks like an error. But another slightly less noticeable error is the placement of Metaton's neck. Like, if you look, it kind of looks like one of his shoulders is just, like, way bigger than the other. Like, his neck's kind of just shifted. That's weird. While this is actually pretty adorable, well, actually, saying that about an image of Undying kind of feels a bit weird, because seeing a lot of people refer to Undying as cute in another sense is... yeah, I think you get what I mean. So yeah, this person made quite a few little chibi versions of the Undertale characters, and you know what? Pretty cute looking, and they're really well done as well. So yeah, down below in the description I'll leave a link for the chibi Undying image, and you can just search that person's profile from there and tell them that I sent you. I've seen quite a few pictures of Sans and Pikachu together, because apparently they both really like ketchup. And here's something that I sometimes do whenever I'm doodling in like a school copybook or something. Like if I ever, like I always use like a biro pen, don't ask why, it's the only thing I have available whenever I'm in school. And I'm just like doodling away, and if I fuck something up, you know, with a pen, you can't really fix a mistake. I usually like just like note it down as well, like how this person noted how they messed up Sans' mouth. I mean, yeah, other than the mouth itself, as for the sketch itself, for a rough sketch, it seems pretty... alright. I mean, Pikachu looks a little strange. I mean, it looks like his head's a bit swollen, and yeah, the bit that kind of kills his image is the... is that crayon? Yeah, it looks like crayon. I thought it was marker at first, but it looks like crayon. Like, if you're gonna use traditional methods of coloring a drawing, I would not recommend using markers or crayons because, well... yeah, I think if anyone who's watched me in Evi's series where we read Sonichu would know why not to use markers. Now this is probably the only image of Sans of him blushing where his blush isn't blue. It's green. Well, at least it looks green from the photo. It might not be, but it looks green. So I don't think I don't think Sans ever blushes in the game, so really there isn't really any canonic color to his blush, but can anyone out there really explain, other than the eye thing, why would you have Sans' blush be blue? Hell, even the question is here, why would his blush be green? Maybe he's sick. I guess that would actually make more sense here, have his blush be green, just say, oh, Sans was ill. Yeah, that actually does make more sense than the blue blush, if I am being completely honest. I mean, it also sort of looks like Sans is like about to fall backwards, like he's just slowly falling backwards, and then like the Pyrus or some shit is like off screen ready to catch him, like one of those trust things that people do. I know the line art itself really isn't that bad, except for that little bit at the top of the head where I kind of see. But yeah, other than that, the line art itself isn't that bad. And you know what? When it comes to like coloring with like markers, crayons, or whatever, it's not that bad looking either. Like it doesn't go outside the lines or anything. It doesn't look messy. It's all like one direction. You know, it's this is probably the best looking you can get a crayon 2 look. Or yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a crayon or a twistable or whatever those are. I like you to imagine in Undertale if Flau looked like this. Would he be half as intimidating as he was in the game? Maybe. Okay, now this is gonna need a little bit of explanation for those that aren't overly into the Undertale fandom. I actually had to do a bit of research to understand the biggest majority of these images that I find on here. So yeah, this is based on the date you would have in the pacifist route of Undertale, where you get Alphys and Undying together in the junkyard, and Papyrus is there, but here it's Sans, and by the looks of things, Undying and Alphys have been swapped around, and yeah. This is what the Undertale fandom likes to call an AU, or an alternate universe, and like basically different timelines and stuff, which, you know, sort of makes sense, as, you know, timelines and alternate universes are kind of a thing in the Undertale storyline, I guess. So yeah, this sort of makes sense, and there's like a whole lot of different ones. Like this one is based on a AU that's popular in the Undertale fandom called Underswap, which, okay, I'll just bring up this image here because this is probably the best example I could find of Underswap and explain it to you the best. So I guess anyone would think from looking at this image is basically taking all the characters from Undertale and basically like, you know, swapping the roles with their opposite counterpart. You know, I think you might actually just get it just by looking at this image yourself. I mean, the only thing I really like about any of this is the evil Temmie. I think it looks cool. But Underswap's pretty much the most popular alternate universe. There's like a whole bunch of other ones the fandoms came up with. I'm not overly fond of the whole idea of Underswap, but you know, I kind of like some of the designs the fandom came up with whenever they swapped the character roles. It's pretty creative. As for this image itself, it's not that bad. I mean, the trash can's a bit weird looking, and the coloring, especially on Sans, could be a little bit better. And I also find it a bit weird how Alphys is just kind of leaning on that axe, because like her shoulder is kind of on the axe, and I don't know, I can't really imagine that being really comfortable. Ooh, there's an Undertale quiz? Hold on, I'm actually gonna try and find this and do this myself. Well, I won't argue with that. Why do Sans and Papyrus have hair? Why does Sans look like Jeff the Killer? I don't really like that. But I think those glowing bones are pretty nice. They're pretty to look at. Yeah. Could someone show this person what an actual skull would look like from the side? Because, well, yeah, I don't think the nose of the skull goes inwards like that. Yeah, just look at this. Yeah, I don't think it does. And I like how for one panel, Sans' hair is just completely flat. I mean, this is supposed to be Frisk, but to me it just looks like a generic anime character. Aw, shit. Fish tits. I knew I was gonna see this. Didn't think it'd take this long, though. And is that meant to be her pussy hair? Because at first I thought that was her actual pussy and it was like really fucking huge. But then, no, I think that's meant to be hair. Oh shit. Well, suppose she has hair on her head, so I guess she could grow hair elsewhere. And yeah, I'm gonna have to censor this because YouTube is scared of fish tits. If I'm being honest, if Burger Pants was on that quiz I took earlier, I think I would have ended up with Burger Pants. Oh yeah, I've seen one of these before. It's the shipping wheel theme-a-jiggy-ma-biggy-ma-bob. I like how with Floy and Temmie it's just ... So I don't know what to think, you know, a cat and a flower. Nah, I don't know. And then there's Asgore and Gaster. You'll allow it? So, Goat Dad and weird, creepy, dimension, ghost, skeleton thing that speaks in symbols. As I said before, I'm not one to be into shipping and all that stuff, but you know, even I would say no. You know what's weird? Out of all the Undertale characters I've seen porn of, I think Asriel actually has the most amount of porn I've seen. I don't know why Goat Kid gets the most porn. I don't know. Sans with a tongue. A blue tongue, nonetheless. I think it's because of the eye thing that his tongue is blue. And, didn't Toby Fox say he disapproved of people giving Sans a tongue? Because, you know, he's a skeleton. And, some people don't know, your tongue isn't a part of your skeleton. And, why does he have fangs? What's with the face? You know, I don't really like where this picture is going. I don't like it. Why is the eye socket that huge? What's the black spot? Oh fuck, I'm tired. I'm gonna be right back. Okay, this is another example of one of these images where I'm fucking clueless on what's going on. Like, many people say, like, Crash, you never know what these images are about and all these abstract stuff. Well, I'll show you this right now in the screenshot I just took. The title of this is just Y, and the description is just Undertale. So I'm gonna guess, Gaster killed Papyrus for whatever reason, and Sans is holding his hand for some reason and going, why? And somehow he's crying. I don't know how a skeleton would cry because, you know, he has no tear ducts or anything. But then again, how could he speak if he has no tongue, so, or lips for that matter, so, yeah. Yeah, fuck, I think Papyrus made a joke about that in the actual game. I mean, Gaster himself ain't too bad looking, but in Sans and the Papyrus, they look a bit weird. And what's with the lighting? The lighting is almost as dingy as the image itself. If that's what you're going for, then yeah. It looks like you drew this on a math copy with all the little squares. Kind of like me, except there's actually like more drawings in my math copy than actual fucking math equations. This one's actually pretty clever. I think my favorite thing about this image is the expression on Papyrus's face. It's funny. And you know what? The coloring ain't too bad either, so yeah. Although I do think Papyrus's right hand is a bit small. Well, technically it's his left, but to me it's the right. But yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, I guess I'll leave a link down below for this one. Godzilla versus Omega Fly. Honestly, who would win? Well, seeing as how Fly has like 6 human souls absorbed into it and has like, I don't know, infinite power and can control the universe, I say Omega Fly would win. Just saying, yeah, because, you know, he has the ability to, like, freeze and load and save time and all that shit. So yeah, I guess I would think Omega Fly would win. If you think otherwise, tell me in the comments. I'd be interested to hear what you think of this. Who would win in this fight? Okay. I think this is Temmie's attempt at a OC. I guess she just took herself, gave herself longer legs, and made it Semi instead of Temmie. Okay, I may think this might be a joke image because of the whole kill me in the last panel, so okay, yeah. Now I think this might also be kind of making a point about how people make OCs based off of Temmie, and basically their personalities just consist of them going hoi! I think that's what they're trying to get to here. Which, okay, I can kind of see why. Oh, damn, now this is a flower you wouldn't fuck with. I just like how fucking smooth these lines are, god damn it. So yeah, obviously there'll be a link down in the description for this one. I guess, female Grilby? I think. Now this is an example of another alternate universe that's extremely popular in the Undertale fandom. This one is called Underfell, which the whole concept of this one is that, instead of everyone being good and Fly being evil, Fly's good and everyone else is evil and tries to kill Frisk, and Fly's like Frisk's companion, and Fly helps them, and friendliness pellets are actually legit in this universe and all that shit. It's basically Undertale.exe. While I do think Underswap has some unique ideas in it, Underfell on the other hand is just, I don't see why this one is so popular. Yeah, but yeah, this one in particular, I kind of like how they cut them out, so they like stick them on the wall or some shit. The line art is actually pretty good, however the coloring is just very messy looking. Apparently this is meant to be an Undertale OC, but it looks like a Sonic OC, and the person who did this used a base that was probably originally going to be for Sonic OCs, so I don't know. Whoa, this is the most colorful piece of, I guess, porn I've ever seen. It's funny how Asriel looks more like a rabbit rather than a goat here. Now that you think about it, the goat characters in Undertale look a lot like the rabbits from Cave Story. No, that's gotta be a coincidence. It better be. Well, okay, I've been at this for over 24 minutes, so I think it's about time we wrap this up. Overall, I do think Undertale is an amazing game, and I do think, well, it deserves my personal pick anyway for the best game of 2015. Yeah, sure, the fanbase can get a little bit annoying at times, but, you know, I don't think it's nowhere near as bad as what Five Nights at Freddy's was. I mean, the difference between Undertale, the game, and Five Nights at Freddy's, the game, is that Five Nights at Freddy's is just one of those random jump scare games that you play with your friends and you'd only play it for like a half an hour and you never really play it again. Undertale, though, I think Undertale, like 10 years from now, people are going to be looking back at Undertale and think of it as one of the milestones in gaming history. Is it a perfect game? No, I can think of quite a few flaws with it actually. As a matter of fact, if you guys want, I might make a video critiquing Undertale as a game. I don't know, it's something I've wanted to do for a while, but if you guys want it, I'll give it to you. And sure, you may say that I'm a bit late to hop on the Undertale bandwagon, but really, I didn't make this video to hop on any bandwagon or anything like that. I made this video because, I don't know, I genuinely like Undertale and I really want to make some kind of video relating to it. Like, if you tried out Undertale and you didn't like it, that's fine, but if you haven't checked it out yet and for some reason you still went on to watch this video and this video contained multiple spoilers, I still recommend you check it out because you find there has to be something there anyway. Like, I mean, the game has a huge following. Sure, it must have done something right. Right? But anyway, this is crazt, and I'll see you in whatever the hell I do next. See ya. And hopefully it won't be like 3 months until the next video. I promise that won't happen. Sorry about all that shit.